Thank you for joining us. Hoax Hunter here, and this is episode number 6, The Montauk Project. I'm going to be phasing out of Hoax Hunter and phasing into a new show called Flying Unknown. I'm starting a new channel. It's youtube.com/flyingunknown. Now that I have the .com, I have everything. It's going to be a new show I'm starting. I'm going to put up new episodes on a regular basis. This very episode is Flying Unknown episode number 1. But I'm going to add a little bit more for the Flying Unknown version to entice you to please come over and subscribe at youtube.com/flyingunknown. The Montauk Project is a very interesting subject. This is just part 1. But part 2 is going to be exclusively at the Flying Unknown channel. I've been researching the Montauk Project off and on for 17 years, so I know so much about the subject I didn't know where to start. Just to show you that I am familiar with the Montauk Project, let me show you just some of the books I've read thoroughly on the subject. Of course, we got the original one. I read this book back in 1997. I believe I ordered this at Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble didn't have it, and so I ordered it through them. And I believe I did the same thing with the second book, Adventures in Synchronicity. Same thing with the third book, Explorations in Consciousness. And I decided to get some of the offshoot books, Encounter in the Pleiades, an inside look at UFOs. Very interesting book. The Music of Time. As you can see, these 5 books were all co-written by Preston Nichols. Preston Nichols didn't write any books other than these 5. And so I stuck to these 5. I haven't branched out of these 5 because Preston Nichols is the source of the Montauk Project. But in this book, there are 2 books referenced. And so, like a good researcher that I am, I bought those 2 books. One of the books is a very good book called Lowell and Mars. It's a book about Percival Lowell, the guy who came to the discovery of the planet Pluto. He has an observatory up in northern Arizona. I've been to it, the Lowell Observatory. Very cool area. That's actually where I bought this book, at the Percival Lowell Observatory gift shop. Yeah, one of the things this guy discovered and is famous for is the canals on Mars. And maybe I'll do a separate episode on the canals of Mars. He had the most powerful telescope at the time, and so he saw Mars in a blurry, but he saw what he thought were vegetation, formation changes. Those Percival Lowell canals are mentioned in the Montauk Project. Very interesting subject. They've later been debunked, and we have crystal clear pictures of Mars now. But, this book claims that, it could have been a rare convergence or a different timeline. Mars was inhabited. Anyways, another book mentioned in the Montauk Project is Alternative 3. Now, Alternative 3, I wouldn't say it's a banned book. I'd say that's hype to try to sell it. Because after reading Alternative 3, I came to the conclusion that the writing style is like reading a tabloid. It's like reading the National Enquirer. It's very corny. It claims that the Russians and the U.S. have a secret space organization where the Russians and the Americans are going to Mars in flying saucers, secretly behind everyone's back, snatching up the best researchers on Earth, taking them to a secret Martian facility. Alternative 3 also has a video associated with it. You can find it on YouTube. There's nothing banned, nothing secret about it. It's a fake news program. It's a fake science update. And they broadcasted it, and they banned it because people thought it was real. People thought it was real because it's science update, we landed on Mars and blah, 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 blah. People thought it was real, but it's very corny, very cheesy, very War of the Worlds spoof-ish, obviously inspired by War of the Worlds. I find this book to be complete and utter fiction. 100% complete and utter fiction. But I am a big fan of the Montauk Project. I found a list on the internet of Montauk Air Force Base veterans, and I emailed them all. There are about 15 of them, not too many, and I got 2 responses. One is from a sergeant, I believe, and one is from a commander, the very last commander of Montauk Air Force Base, the last commander of Camp Hero. I have the emails. I'm going to read them for you right now, and you judge for yourself, but these guys, they have nothing to gain, nothing to lose. These emails are from 2004. I emailed them myself, received the replies myself, got permission to use their names, so they're not hiding under an anonymity. They're not cowards. These are brave veterans who fought for the country, and they're speaking the truth. And this truth is not sensational. This truth isn't selling books. This truth isn't going on Coast to Coast AM. This truth isn't going to UFO conventions, getting paid to speak. This truth is just these retired individuals deciding to email me back out of the kindness of their heart, wanting to share the truth behind the matter, because they've heard the rumors about the time travel, they've heard the rumors about the mind control experiments, they've heard the rumors about all this and that. And in their own words, let me read to you what they said. These are the 2 responses I received from former employees of Camp Hero, also known as Montauk Air Force Station, also known as Montauk Air Force Base. Both have given permission to have their names and statements disclosed. The first to reply was James Darling. Previously, Sergeant Darling was stationed at Montauk Air Force Station from 1976 to 1981. Mr. Darling worked on radar repair and was a medic. This email is dated Thursday, September 30th, 2004. Hello, Raz. Well, as for me and all the mentioned rumors in your posts, no truth to any of them. I was stationed in the FPS 26 tower for 5 years. I was also a part-time medic. Never were any bizarre experiments undertaken, period. I will say many of the enlisted and commissioned personnel experimented with drugs on their own. Many got busted too. Pot, LSD, coke, booze, etc. I walked many 11 to 7 shifts and days off around the base, spent many hours, days exploring the bunkers, exploring the abandoned bunker complexes, many of which are cemented up today for true public safety, but when I was there, they were wide open. And they were just empty, damp, rat, snake, infested, boring, yeah, kinda spooky, but not sci-fi bullcrap. We were in an obsolete radar station in a catch-22 situation. We couldn't close demob till TPS-45 site was operational in Southampton. We were open, closed, timetable pushed back again and again and again. I even sent my wife ahead home to Florida State, thinking we would be shut down in 1980. Not closing till early 1981. So outraged, I sent a detailed cost loss inciting massive waste keeping MAFS open letter of complaint to Gary Hart and Senator Proxmire in Armed Services Committee, getting a reprimand and dressing down for my passion. However, we closed about 9 months later. More if you want it. I am a true patriot. James L. Darling. The second email was sent to me by Miles Martin, now retired, formerly Commander Martin, the last commander at Montauk Air Force Station. Mr. Martin was stationed at the base from 1978 to 1981. This email is dated Friday, October 1st, 2004. I was the last commander at Montauk Air Force Station. You can use my name. I will address each of your questions. Question 1. There is or was an underground facility under the Camp Hero area? Answer. No. The only underground facility was associated with the old coastal artillery facilities, and these were not in use. Within the bunkers at ground level, we used one of them for storage and for emergency shelter. Question 2. Brainwashing, programming, or mind control experiments on humans and/or animals took place at Camp Hero. The answer, no. Question 3. Chemical warfare experiments on humans took place at Camp Hero. His answer, no. Question 4. Time travel research or experiments took place at Camp Hero. His response, no. Question 5. A man known as Preston Nichols claimed he worked on the base as an electrical engineer during the years of 1974 to 1983. His response, I was there from 78 to 81, and I don't remember anyone by that name. But it has been a long time, and I do not have a perfect memory. Question 6. A man known as Duncan Cameron claims he worked on the base in the 80s. His response, same as above. Question 7. During the later years of Montauk Air Force Station, it was operating under finances from an unknown source. His response, this is totally false. I made the budget. It all came from the Air Force Air Defense funds. And he closes by saying, Montauk is an interesting place with a lot of history. Too bad people who do not know the facts spread falsehoods. Miles Martin, Major, United States Air Force, retired. These true patriots who served and fought for the country, their words carry weight. They're not hiding anonymously, they're sharing their names open to the world. These emails are from 10 years ago, and they haven't had much light shed on them, which is why I wanted to release them. I'm going to be more inclined to listen to the words of these true patriots, these true veterans who fought for the country, served the country, as opposed to someone selling a book going to a UFO convention. Now, I still respect the authors of this book. It's very entertaining, but I respect the words of the veterans who worked, who served, who were there firsthand, who have documentation proving they were there. And you judge for yourself. There will be more information in a future episode, but this video has hit its limit. So thank you for watching, and thank you for your patience. This has been John Houston with Hoax Hunter. Be seeing you.